spotted a hostile vessel just south of your position. Be advised, objective Bravo has been neutralized. Taking control of objective Bravo.
Hey guys, Yomi here again, and today I'm bringing you another episode of my series in which I talk about what I believe to be the best loadouts for each map. And today it's going to be on one of my favorite maps in the game and my favorite map of the Naval Strike DLC, WAVEBREAKER. And I just wanted to talk about what setup I found to be the best in most situations on this map, most or all, and what I think about it. Now when it comes down to which class you should choose, it's almost a no-brainer for me on any of the Naval Strike maps because there's so many vehicles. It's a very vehicle-centric DLC, but it also has a lot of close quarters, so basically it just comes down to the engineer kit. That's the only one that I can think of as being very efficient on that DLC, because you're able to deal with the vehicles as much as you can with the rocket launchers, and then you have PDWs, which are really good at close quarters because it does have a fair bit of infantry combat in this DLC. So it was a very easy decision for me to choose the engineer kit above any of the other classes. Now for a primary, whenever I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm gonna stick around the islands a bit, the main island and the underground sub-pin, and that has a lot of close areas, so I wanted a PDW with a really high fire rate that can dish out a lot of damage in a quick amount of time. And it comes down to numerous PDWs you can do, like the MPX or the SR2, and then I came down and I found the MP7, and I was like, I haven't used the MP7 like ever in this game, so I decided to use that because it is a fast firing PDW that does a lot of damage in close quarters. And man, was it the right decision. Holy crap, the MP7 has no recoil whatsoever, almost perfect hip fire accuracy, a semi-fast bullet velocity. It's actually a pretty amazing PDW overall. It was awesome. It just did the exact thing that I wanted it to do, so it was a very good choice for this map. Now attachment wise, you can really do whatever you want, but since I was sticking in close areas, then I really wanted a red dot sight, and since I didn't have any kills with the MP7, I was pretty much just stuck with the standard RDS. And then I put a laser sight on there to make the hip fire accuracy even better, even though usually I don't use laser sights, but it didn't really matter to me this time. I was like, I'm just sticking around close areas. I'm not going to be looking down very long corridors to where the laser sight will give me away, so it didn't really matter. And then I don't get a choice of a grip with it, so I just went with the angled foregrip. Now for a sidearm, I wanted a pistol that can really balance out the fact that I'm using a very close quarters weapon as my primary, so I just went with a hand cannon. And I went with the Deagle because it's a gun that I haven't been using very much, and I kind of want to get good with it, even though I hate being killed by it. But yeah, really, you can use any of the handguns that you're comfortable with. You can use the 44 Magnum, Deagle, SW40, Unica 6. Any of those will work out just fine, and it really bounces out because they're pretty good at long range. You can two-bang someone in the head, so that was pretty much the choice for me. I went with it stock because attachments on pistols don't really matter to me. Sometimes I might run with the suppressor if I'm running a ninja kit, but other than that, yeah, I don't really care about attachments. Now for gadgets, you guys really shouldn't be expecting anything different of me. I always run with the SMAW and repair tool as the engineer kit because the SMAW is my favorite rocket launcher, and I want to do a lot of damage against vehicles because I was expecting to be fighting some vehicles, which it did come in handy at a lot of places, the boats and the helicopters. And the SMAW doesn't have a lot of drops, so it makes it very easy to take out those vehicles. And the repair tool because it's the most team-oriented gadget for the engineer class. If I ever come across a vehicle that's friendly, that is really hurting, I can always help them, give them the little reps, and that I just really can't see myself using anything else. Mines just seem so useless to me, so campy, and I really hate camping. I like playing the objectives, so yeah, I would never go with mines. So the SMAW and the repair tool are the gadgets for me. Now for a grenade, I went with the M67 frag grenade because it's just the most effective grenade in the game now. Does the most damage, has the largest blast radius, and you can still chuck it a pretty good distance, so it's just flat out the best grenade to me. And for the perk upgrade, I went with the offensive field upgrade because I found myself running out of ammo a lot with the MP7 because it has, even though it has so many bullets in one magazine, you can run through all 40 rounds shooting at one guy, especially if he's at range. And since it has such a high fire rate, you can burn through that ammo really fast. And I don't really like having to depend on random support players on my team, so I like having the offensive perk that gives me that extra ammo. And it really helps your independence, helps you be able to not fear of running out of ammo, it helps you want to go out and just fight enemies on your own without the fear of getting murdered because you run out of ammo. On top of this, it gives you the extra grenade, which is also very helpful. Having 2 M67 is, of course, twice as good as having 1 M67. And as big as the blast radius is on the M67, it's just great to have a second one. That means maybe even potentially 3 more kills than you would have gotten before. So this loadout was very effective on this map, especially in the sub-pen area. A couple times I went outside, went to A and B or F, and it definitely lessened in effectiveness, but while I was inside, it definitely did shred through people. The MP7 is an amazing PDW, and I definitely recommend using it. I'm definitely going to use it a lot more than I have before, because honestly I didn't use it at all before. So there we go, another loadout, another map down. And if there's another map that you guys would like me to do next, make sure you say it down in the comments. And until next time, if you guys like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. This is Yummy. Goodbye and good hunting.